Hello, Leo. Welcome to your May monthly reading. I'm Victoria. This is Aligned Soul Tarot, and welcome to your reading. Welcome to my page. Like I said earlier, this is May, but this message is really for whenever you feel called to it. Time isn't linear, and a lot of these messages may serve you 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, an hour from now. Whenever it receives you, let it receive you, okay? There's the power of free will, and it's always at play. So if these readings, these messages don't resonate with you, leave it. Check out your sun, moon, and rising sign if you want to maybe get a little more in-depth information. Maybe those readings will resonate more with you. I hope you all are doing well at this time, as well as you can be. There is a lot of shaking up going on in this world on a massive global level and on a personal level. And my purpose here is to help illuminate those aspects of your life and how you can grow through these times. Spiritual evolution, right? And we are experiencing this massively right now. With this month for May, this reading specifically, I am targeting some of the planetary aspects that are impacting all of us. We are the universe. The universal energy is always impacting us, right? And right now, we are feeling a lot of that energy with the Saturn Pluto conjunctions that have been happening for years. So you might have felt this process in the last couple of years of just like dredging through so much inner karmic stuff. Right now, I am feeling like all of us are really feeling Saturn, and Saturn is all about karmic lessons, structures, society, business, the way we structure things, in America or wherever you are in the world. We're seeing this disintegration of what doesn't work and allowing things to crumble. And another reader that I follow really described it well with the Tower card. If any of you are familiar with tarot, like 2020 is just a major Tower moment, and we've been feeling like there's something that's got to give, right? Anyone that is somewhat spiritually attuned has been feeling this massive energy and wondering what 2020 was going to have in store for us. And now look where we are. And the Saturn Pluto conjunction was really highlighting a lot of those systems and structures and karma, right? And then with Pluto, it's all about change, massive change, death and rebirth. Pluto is a small planet, but it comes with this big energy. It can be somewhat challenging for people, right? To identify with death and to integrate the shadow self. Pluto is a very mysterious, darker force. It's scorpionic energy. So if you know about Scorpios, they have this innate sense of death, and they can come off a bit intense, and but it's this innate knowing of death and the darkness within us and our shadow self, and learning how to integrate those polarities. So you might be witnessing that through relationships, karmic relationships, and karma's not bad. It's just teaching us, right? So you may experience this in your close relationships with people, like a lot of patterns coming up and learning these lessons and learning how to love. I look at karma as just deepening our sense of love and how to love others and how to love ourselves. So through our friendships, our partnerships, business, family, we learn about ourselves through karma, right? It's not like karma's just faced to us and we're smacked with it. Like, yeah, we can, but it doesn't have to be negatively perceived as it is. Like, oh, karma's gonna get you. Like, karma comes when it comes. We as people cannot force that onto someone or ourselves. It's a natural process that just occurs from the moment we're born. I think it's even from past lives. Personally, I think that we work through a lot of karma that is even from our mothers and our fathers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers. So it's not all about what we're doing in this life. It has a lot to do with just the universal energy, our ancestors. You know, it's a big energy. So remember that. And another quote that I wanted to emphasize to you before I start the reading is from my journal. I like to, in my readings, give a lot of intuitive guidance. Tarot is very important to me, but I like to pull from my own toolbox to help you in any way that I can. And one thing that I wanted to let you know, Leo, is that you are an energetic emanation, ever flowing. So there's this big energy coming up around like self-love for all signs, but for you, it's really learning about what drives you, having authority over your life, following your inner rhythms. Like for Leo specifically, a lot of these planetary aspects are highlighting your routine, your habits, your daily tasks, having a healthier lifestyle. How does that look for you? And you might be going through a lot of days where you're like, oh, I'm not really living my healthiest, and this is how it feels. What is the product of my choices? Is what I'm getting for Leo specifically. And how do those choices impact you? And learning from those decisions and choices that you've made and that you're making right now. And with the Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter energy, it's just magnifying it. So Pluto, like I said, is death and rebirth, right? Change, massive change. And then we have Saturn, structures, society, karma, right? And then we have Jupiter, which is just magnifying it. It's this big, big planet in comparison to Pluto. So when Jupiter and Pluto conjoined back in January, and they're going to continue to dance together throughout the year, you're going to feel this magnification on, okay, what needs to go? What choices that I've made that have drastically impacted me? What do I need to change? How do I need to move forward? Okay. And it's really evolving around like this inner emanation of like making yourself glow brighter. You know, Leo's that fiery energy. So how can I glow bigger and brighter and be better, you know, and healthier? That's really big for you. All right, so we're going to dive in here. And if you want to do your own research on the conjunctions, please do. You know, this is just a little bit of a brief rundown that I just felt really called to give for these readings. I did pre-shuffle the cards, and as I was shuffling, I was really feeling a lot around the head. So maybe some of you are experiencing headaches at this time, and it's just integration, really. You know, it's really about integrating a lot through your crown and your third eye. So maybe right now you're feeling a lot in those areas, the upper parts of your body. Specifically the head is what I was feeling as I shuffled for Leo. All right, so we're going to dive right in here. What's this one? Okay, that one wants to come out. Six of Swords. We are going to dive right in for Leo. Remember, power, free will is always at play here, so take the messages as they come. Allow them to resonate as they will. I'm going to call out into the ether for soul guidance. Let's connect to Leo's energy. Let's connect to the highest potential for you in the immediacy of now. Calling on our guides to be here with us, our ancestors and our angels, and all high vibrational beings that wish to be with us during this reading for Leo. For our lovely, lovely Leos. All right, feels ready for me. right, Leos. 4-card pull here. Highlight the energies during this time for Leo. All right. There's that meditation card on the bottom of the deck, 4 swords, processing your emotions. This is kind of like the timeout card that we're all experiencing, you know, meditating. What's before the 4 of swords is the 3 of swords. So maybe you're healing from heartbreak at this time. Healing your heart. Healing your heart. That's at the bottom of the deck. We had the 6 of swords that wanted to pop out. So another mental card. This is sword energy, air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be of significance in your life. Moving away from the heartbreak, you know, with the 4 swords there. You know, there's this sense of coming to peace. Resting, recuperation. The 6 of swords and the 4 of swords are both peace cards. This could signify travel, you know, moving away, taking what you've learned. You know, you're taking along some of these swords with you. But always try to remember, what am I taking through these karmic lessons that I'm learning? Am I taking, am I learning the lessons, I should say, or am I taking my baggage with me? You know, sometimes when I see the 6 of swords, it's almost like, be careful what you take with you when you travel into the future. I'm getting travel lightly. Allow yourself from what you've learned in the 4 of swords energy, what you processed, what you've integrated, and make sure what you're taking with you is not going to repeat the same cycle. Because a lot of the time when we don't learn our karma, our karmic lessons, we just repeat them, and that's okay. Like, some of us need to repeat these cycles in order to really understand them at a deeper level. It's almost like I'm getting this visualization of like peeling away like an onion, like that there's unraveling. You know, there's this hesitancy to unravel even deeper than you already have. But you know, with these planetary aspects, especially Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter, I can't just say one of them, all of them together, it's like there's this undeniable truth, right? Undeniable. That's a big word. It's like we can't deny what we've denied for so long anymore. And I'm seeing for you that there is this this lack of control, you know, feeling like this cycle that you're coming to completion, whatever that is for you, you don't feel a sense of balance in that, you know, but you have to do what's good for you, right? Like I said earlier, it's like there's this emphasis on your inner, sensing your own inner compass, following your inner rhythms, changing along with the changing times, right? So it's like, don't resist, and or try not to, I don't want to say don't, it sounds kind of hasty and impulsive, but try not to bring along what no longer serves you, right? Allowing yourself to really think about that. Like, what choices, what people, what things no longer serve me? You know, really sit with this 4 of swords and give yourself the time to do that. Because right now, as it's looking, you're still going through this. I think you're still in that 4 of swords energy because first off, we got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe it feels like what you've nurtured, what you've given to, you feel like you're not receiving from it. You're not getting back what you feel like you've put in. The Queen of Pentacles is the mother card. This is the nurturing earthly mother. She is so giving, so abundant. She gives with her whole heart. You know, maybe what you've manifested in the physical world, because this is earth energy, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you feel like you're not getting your pentacle. Like, why am I not receiving what I thought I was giving out? What is it that I need to learn from this? maybe what you need to learn from this is, and I got this from another reading recently, and I struggled with this myself, the idea of unconditional love and what that means. And, you know, as someone that I feel I love with my whole heart, right? And I have struggled with leaving relationships when I just wanted them to be a better person and I just wanted to love unconditionally, right? And that Queen of Pentacles in reverse does that. And sometimes that can lead to abuse, people taking advantage of you, disempowering yourself because you just want to love. You just want to be loved. Leo is a big loving energy. And they love real big, you know. And they love to love. They love attention, you know. And you have to learn the balance of like not having to control love. You know, the Emperor in reverse, this is a control freak. So maybe you felt like you've had to control and you felt so out of control because there's this deep inner wanting to love, you know, and to nurture something, but the control, you gotta, it's not in your hands anymore. It's not in your hands anymore, and you need to cut what no longer serves you out. You got the Queen of Swords here in reverse. That is coming to truth and cutting out the bullshit. Literally. This queen is a no-nonsense queen. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have 3 sword energies here showing up. The 4 swords, the 6 of swords, and the Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords in reverse here, it's coming to a rash decision. Maybe this is taking you some time. I feel like you're still in it. I feel like you go back and forth between allowing this to evolve and change for yourself. You know, I think right now you're really thinking about what you need to cut out. That can be mental, you know, ways of thinking. Your ideas around love, your ideas around abundance. It's all about mental thoughts. I don't see a lot of emotion here. If there is any emotion, I see it as anger. Because the Emperor in reverse can be like the angry father. You know, the Emperor is this masculine energy. He is the king of the tarot. He's very giving. Same with the Queen of Pentacles. But there's this imbalance when they're in reverse, which I will clarify deeper for you. But there's this inner struggle of like, I just want to love. I just want to feel like I have a place with the Emperor, like it's like a position in someone's life or somewhere in this world. But there's this need to cut something out with the Queen of Swords. And it might need to be done. You know, when I see it in a reverse, it's like sometimes it's not done in the most loving way. It's kind of like, enough is enough, right? And Leo, I feel like you're there, like enough is enough. Because this Death card here also is in reverse. It's like there's this cycle that wants to come through for you, this rebirth, right? With Pluto. It's pushing us. The tarot cards that are really resembling this year 2020 are the Tower and the Death card. And our ideas around death, our shadow selves, integrating our shadow selves, allowing for death and change to happen, cutting away what no longer serves you. I'm feeling a lot around understanding your inner rhythm, not anyone else's. Because everyone else is on their own journey, right? We can't force anyone to be on our path with us. All we can do, all we are in control of with this Emperor card is ourselves. We have to remember that. And for Leos, since they are such a big energy, you know, I love Leos to death. But, you know, when they love, like I said, it's like they have to remember and allow the other to love in their ways that they love. Like what I'm getting is the love languages. So maybe learning about the way your partner loves and having to understand that and not controlling certain aspects of relationships. This could be relationships. This could be career. It could be a relationship with a friend. So take it as it resonates for you, okay? And leave the rest. All right, so let's clarify. Let's jump in and clarify some of these cards, because this is some tricky energy, you know. Moving through this it's challenging. A lot's coming up. You know, I'm seeing a lot of death of ego. You know, our ego serves us. Like when I say death, I recently made a post around death on my Instagram. It's like, it doesn't have to be like end all be all. It's just like I said with the Queen of Swords, it's like cutting out bits and pieces that don't serve us. Death doesn't have to be like everything's dying, you know, like, and it can feel like that, especially right now. And I have a lot of empathy for those that are really experiencing like actual physically, like partners, family members leaving this plane. But we can't control that, right? The Emperor showing we can't control that. We have to understand that death is a part of life. It is just as important as life and love. You know, the idea of impermanence is really profound, and that's what I highlighted it in my post was, you know, it came up for me significantly through animal medicine. Five of Pentacles. Okay, so there's this sense of feeling out in the cold. Like I said with the Queen of Pentacles, that you felt like you gave so much to something and you just didn't feel like you got anything in return. You feel this lack. You're grieving that. You know, I feel like there's a sense of grieving. Let's clarify this Emperor card, please, for Leo. Leo, the Emperor. What do we have for this Emperor here for Leo? Show me what I need to see. Yep. Big reveal. Moon in reverse. That is secrets coming to light. This could be around a fire sign. The Emperor is Aries specifically. That's what I read it as. Aries or Taurus. So there's things that are being revealed with this Moon card in reverse. Secrets coming out, emotions coming out, processing emotions. I see this also as just processing emotions. Because when it's upright, it's like, it's still so internal. And you can process emotions internally. But I feel like when it's in reverse, it's like, okay, you've leveled up. You've come to some understanding. You're still processing it, but maybe you're speaking about it now. You know, when it's in reverse, it's like now it's coming out. You're actually expressing it in some other form rather than repressing it. And it's like this final stretch of coming out of it with this Ten of Wands. You're reaching this completion, right? You're almost to the Ace of Wands, or that new beginning, that new creative, fiery Leo energy, which is wand energy. You're coming to a big reveal, an ending of a cycle around control specifically is what I'm seeing. Letting go of this need to control, coming out of that impulsive energy and allowing things to be as they are and focusing on yourself, cutting out the bullshit, right? Meditating on it with that Four of Swords and allowing for this death to happen, right? Certain aspects of yourself, actual people in your life, you know, however you are sensing death for you, whatever comes to mind first, that's what this reading is talking about, okay? So let's talk about this Queen of Swords for Leo. Queen of Swords for Leo. Spirit guides, what do we have for... Whoa, okay, that one. Okay, you got 2 5s here, so definitely some emotional grieving. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Both of these cards are about, like, grief. So you're processing grief. And when we process grief, you know what happens? You know what comes up? The Emperor in reverse. Anger. Bitterness. You know, when we feel out of control, right? You know, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, it's like this lack of control of our emotions. We tend to want to grasp onto things around us that make us feel like we have a sense of control, right? So maybe you find yourself doing that. Over giving yourself to the point where you're draining yourself, particularly. particularly feeling drained on a physical level. Like I said, your health, your health and your lifestyle, your choices you're making, your routines that you're making. Really, you got to look at all that, and you know, as you process this grief, doing things throughout your day that can help you get through it, right? Because you have to feel these things. You can't force yourself not to feel this way, but it's just how quickly you can move through it. And there's so many tools that are out there to help you move through this energy. And right now we're really being asked to just move through it, right? We're having to go within, slowing down. And, you know, you thought you did all this work, right? But then you're like, oh, there's even more grief there. There's even more of this lack. Like, it just keeps coming up. And it's like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to feel this. And I'm going to make choices to move through it and empower myself. Because you got this Emperor and Queen of Pentacles. It's like self-nurturing, empowering, feeling in control of your own life rather than having to, you know, help someone else like in their journey, you know, allowing them to go through their own journey and you empowering yourself. That's what I see that as. The big reveal with that Moon card, you know, emotions coming up with that Five of Cups, totally. And like I said, allow yourself to feel it. Sit with that, right? All right, what about this Death in reverse? What can we tell Leo about this Death in reverse? Death for Leo. What do we have? Okay, Eight of Cups. Tower in reverse. Okay. Yeah. Eight of Cups is all about moving towards your happiness. Eight of Cups, this man is walking away. In the standard deck, we have 6 cups that are spilt over in the Rider-Waite deck. And then there's 2 that are going along with this man on his journey, right? And there's the moon again. This deep inner journey, also known as the Hermit's journey, going within to the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, happiness, right? That's what this 8 of Cups journey is all about. So with the Death card and the Tower in reverse, it's like there's this hesitancy to take that journey because maybe you have to go it alone. A lot of times with the 8 of Cups journey, it is about going alone. So this could signify a loss of a relationship, a loved one. Coming to terms with that, Leo. You know, grieving and processing your emotions. Right now, I feel like that's what you're doing with the Four of Swords as your general energy. You're sitting with your emotions. You're allowing yourself to feel it all. But the one thing that I am asking of you, Leo, is how to move through it more fluidly. So reaching in that toolbox of yours and finding ways to nurture yourself, love yourself. That could be, you know, meditating is a big one, going on hikes, getting readings, you know, getting Reiki, talking to people about your feelings, not repressing them, and also learning how to communicate in a way that doesn't come off too impulsive or rash like the Emperor can, you know, and understanding other people's journey and having empathy. Empathy is a big one. Having empathy and not letting life and all of the, you know, karma that's come to us and lessons, karmic lessons that are coming up for you, Leo, not letting it harden you too much, right? Because when you go on this journey, like I said, the 6 of Swords energy that came up in the beginning of your reading, you want to make sure what you take along with you into the future, it doesn't necessarily harden you to a place where you're jaded or you're just bitter and angry. Because, you know, usually when you do that, you just attract the same. And you really want to be able to evolve during these times, right? Learn the lessons, evolve, and these aspects, these planetary aspects are magnifying, right, with Jupiter and expanding our understanding around what does not work for us anymore. So yes, that is what I'm getting for you, Leo. We are going to pull from the Dreams of Gaia deck before I close out this reading here. Let's see what the Dreams of Gaia deck has for you to close out this beautiful reading. And like I said earlier to you, it's really about having this inner energetic knowing, like I am an energetic emanation, ever flowing, right? So ever flowing, it's like I am moving through this. And yes, I do get angry and I feel sadness. And but I am flowing through it. You know, so allowing yourself to feel your emotions, but knowing that you are an energetic emanation. So how does energy work? How does frequency work, right? What you put out is what you get back, you know? So remembering that, right? The power of one and how potent you are as an individual, right? So learning that about yourself and having some self-discipline, right? Choices. Making healthier choices for yourself to keep you in a higher frequency. So you can, when you emanate your energy, it is abundant, right? Keeping you in the Queen of Pentacles upright, right? Giving yourself that love so you can nurture others in a balanced way. Okay, what do we have for Leo here? Leo. What do we have to close off this beautiful reading for Leo? Okay, I'm going to take this top card. There it is, Death and Rebirth. There's Pluto. There it is. Major changes for you, Leo. Major. Look at that emanation, that glow. It's a beautiful child being rebirthed. The snake, you know, can be depicted as like, when I think of the snake, it's like a protector energy, but it's also like understanding like how you've been deceived in the past and knowing that you have control over how people treat you, right? And not letting that snake bite or attack you again. Are you going to learn the lessons that the snake has shown you, right? And knowing how to not get stung again is what I'm seeing. All right, I'm going to read from the Dreams of Gaia book here quickly just to sum up your reading here. We got the Death Rebirth card, so massive changes. Massive. The Death, page 62. Okay, endings, beginnings. Let go of the past, right? Like I said, the Six of Swords, you don't want to let life harden you. You don't want to become jaded or just, you know, you don't want to close yourself off to new people coming into your life. So soften. I'm feeling for Leo this sense of softening. Like when I started the reading, I felt so much stuff going on within the head, you know, like a headache, this pressure. So it's like, you know, maybe you're holding a lot of anger, a lot of tension. Maybe you're getting tension headaches. So letting go, you know. The future is unknowable, as we know, right? Every day there's, even before this pandemic, I want people to remember, you know, even before this all happened, life has always been a mystery. There's always been this idea and this sense of impermanence, right? You know, we could die at any moment. It doesn't have to be just because there's a pandemic, all of a sudden we're, you know, freaking out, like, and we can't move forward with our goals and our dreams and our aspirations. Like, death is always there, you know, and we have to understand that the future is always unknowable, but that doesn't mean that we don't work hard and persevere to be better people, right? And although it might seem like some of our dreams and aspirations or goals might be delayed, it doesn't have to be the end. It is not the end. It is just a moment to reflect, right? So you can move through this process of death. You know, you're retreating now to gather and release and understand what really needs to die, what you really need to let go of, right? Because if you don't stop and take that moment, how do you know what to let go of, right? So change is unavoidable. There's no going back. Allow yourself to mourn. That was big with the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. So allow yourself to mourn. Everything might seem different, strange, and unfamiliar. It is a time to pass from one stage or state of being to another, and to be transformed so completely that the person undergoing the change no longer recognizes themselves. So like I said, with the Emperor card there and the Queen of Pentacles, like, you know, this lack of control, like, who am I becoming, and trusting in that process, and really calling on your guides and angels to be there for you during this process, because you might not even recognize yourself anymore. And we're changing at such a rapid level, but it's only just evolving you to be a better person to yourself and to others, dear Leo. So change is a big one for you. And learning how to stay soft. Grace, moving through life with grace, and understanding that you are an energetic emanation, and what you put out, you receive. So learning how to understand your inner rhythm, dear Leo. I'm sending you so much love on your journey, and I hope you receive these messages well. Have a blessed day.